Welcome to Tokyo Bitcoin News. Today I'm joined by Ryan X. Charles from San Francisco. Welcome to Tokyo, Ryan.
Thank you. I'm very happy to welcome.
Okay, Ryan, so you are a profound engineer in the Bitcoin space.
Yes, that's my official title, is profound engineer.
Right. And you have worked for Bitcoin, BitPay. Now you are working on your own decentralized SNS project, right?
Yes, correct.
So would you tell us, maybe for a non-technical audience, what this decentralized SNS project is about?
So DATT is it's a decentralized communication system with integrated Bitcoin payments.
Okay.
So there are a few complementary problems that I'm trying to solve. One is censorship resistance. So a lot of the people that are interested in my project want to have a way to share their view without having to worry that the company that hosts their information will delete it. And so we're trying to create a decentralized platform that allows people to have a say and communicate with each other without having to worry about a company or a government censoring what they're saying.
Right. You have been through turbulence at Reddit. That some comments have been deleted or some been censored. So this is to challenge that situation.
Right. It's just it's to help fill a need for some people who need. We're not trying to create a platform for like illegal content, but just allowing those people who have had some type of had their content removed for an illegitimate reason, let them have a place to say whatever it is that they want to say. So there are a bunch of people that used Reddit and have been banned or something because they did something that the company thought was a problem, but that there's nothing actually wrong or illegal about it that the company just disagreed with.
Right.
So we're trying to make it possible for people to, own their content so that they don't feel, so the company doesn't. Can't just delete them or ban them for something they disagree.
So it cannot be deleted by the company itself,
right?
Nor by the government.
Yeah.
You have any questions?
Some illegal contents, if you the illegal contents uploaded via SNS.
So how do you delete illegal? Good question, yeah?
Some privacy leaking or some pornography or...
So I'm personally, I'm not interested in hosting anything illegal. So the way this system will work is it's up to each node that participates in the system to sort of do their own moderation of what their node can host. So, for instance, I'm going to run a node myself.
Okay.
And my node will actually, we'll have a very clear policy about what type of content we are willing to post and what type of content we're not willing to post. Basically, stuff that's illegal, we don't host. But
I don't think illegal is kind of different from by the company. Some things illegal in Japan but illegal in other countries. So I think that I'm interesting to make a decentralized technology to moderate decentralized censorship.
Decentralized censorship. So, here's how I put it. Look, my company resides in the United States, so my company follows United States law. It doesn't follow Japanese law. Okay, so if you were to run a node in Japan, you would be required to follow Japanese law. Okay, so
they will be a registered company in the United States.
There already is a registered company in the United States. Yes.
Okay. So that would be subject to government shutdown.
Yes. If they wanted to shut my company down, they could do that. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but yes, if that happened, it would. Now, I'm going to follow the law, so I don't think my company will be shut down. but yes, I mean, because I'm in the U.S. and if the U.S. government thought that what I was doing was illegal. However, shutting my company down is not the same thing as shutting down the network. Because once it is running, they cannot delete the software from other people's computers and stuff. So
I see.
It doesn't go away. It's just that my company ceases to exist.
I see. Can you tell us how you monetize?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So there are two related pieces here. Some people like the decentralized part. I think that's really cool. In my mind, that's only half the story. The other half of the story is the payments piece, allowing people that create content or that host content to be paid for what they're doing. So that's where Bitcoin comes in. So we're using Bitcoin payments to allow people to get paid or to pay other people for content. So there are all sorts of complementary goals we're trying to accomplish that all sort of fit together. So for one, people that create content right now, if you create content on Reddit or Facebook, the company earns money, but the user actually doesn't earn anything.
Right. So we are like a slave in the Facebook
you're
empire.
Facebook earns like $7 a year on average from the average Facebook user, but the average Facebook user doesn't get anything. Facebook gets 100% of
we work for them, right? We generate content for them.
You are an employee of Facebook that doesn't get paid anything. In fact, people don't think about it that way, but that's true. You're actually doing work that, and Facebook gets all the money for all the work that you do. So part of it is that. It's also solving the problem of the content hosts and the moderators. Basically, everybody in the system that's doing work, we want to find a way to allow those people to be paid for what they're doing. So the payments. Well, let me clarify the difference between what we launch on day one versus our ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to monetize, is to allow everyone to be paid. We're probably not going to solve that on day one, just because it's very difficult. On day one, the content producers will be paid. Everyone else may not be paid on day one, but ultimately we want the people that moderate content and host content also to be paid. So everyone should be able to be paid. So whenever a user,
if it's worth paying.
If it's worth paying, of course. Whenever a user pays for something, for instance, one of our features might be that when you read an article, maybe you have to pay something to read the rest of the article. So maybe you have to click a button that makes a Bitcoin payment. We certainly want the author to be paid, and then down the line we'll also let people that moderate or curate content and the hosts also be paid with a fraction of that payment. So that's the other side of this. And I just wrote an article the other day called Why Decentralized, where I explained why both the decentralized part and the Bitcoin part have to go together. You need both, or the thing won't work very well. So that's the other side of it. It is both decentralized to create a censorship-resistant communication platform, but also letting people actually be paid for what they do. For creating content. Yeah, for creating content, as well as my company for writing the software and producing. We should be earning something as well.
It's a very, very good idea. I am basically a blogger. I make some content, tweets every day, and entertain many people, but nobody pay for me. Some people pay for me, so that many people in just
kind of depend on donation, right?
So very easy to make their life. So just tweeting or just something.
So you're absolutely a candidate user of this network. Once we create it and launch it, I hope that you find it valuable. What you should do is basically
he has a 20K Twitter followers.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. So what you can do is you can write an article on your blog. Then you basically post a link to DATT, and then you tell people, okay, if you want to pay me, use DATT, and then other DATT users might find your content just by using the DATT app, and then they'll be able to easily pay you, right? So we're trying to fill in that little gap there, make it very easy to let content creators like yourself be paid for what you're doing?
What is the main difference from other typical platforms like
Voice.
something?
There are a few. So for one, DATT is decentralized. So it is not even possible for my company to like disagree with your content. So imagine if you're located and you live in Vietnam. So maybe you post something that is against U.S. law. Now you're not doing anything wrong. It's not against Vietnam law. You're completely within the law. But maybe my company can't. The U.S. government is coming down on me for some reason. They don't like it or something. I might not be able to post that content on my node, but it can't be removed from it. So there's nothing stopping you from still being paid and letting other people see your content and pay you, because it just doesn't go through my United States node, right? So that's very different than any centralized service. ChangeTip is located in the U.S. They have to follow U.S. law. So if you do something that is against U.S. law, even though you're not in the United States, you can't use ChangeTip. Now this actually just I love ChangeTip. Like I'm not saying anything negative about them. ChangeTip is an awesome service, but it just is the case that of course they have to follow U.S. law. And this actually happened just recently. They kicked off a user that was located, if I remember correctly, it was in Crimea, which is in the Ukraine, if I'm remembering this correctly. And it's just because the U.S. was like, we're sorry, but that place is like a conflict zone or something, and you just can't like process money that's like going to Crimea. So ChangeTip just had to ban those users. So that's that's just a property of a centralized system. It's not like the ChangeTip people are trying to like hurt that person. They don't have a choice because they have to follow U.S. law. So with a decentralized system, you won't have that problem. You can use DATT, and it doesn't matter that you're not in the that the U.S. disagrees with what you're saying if you're not located in the U.S.
Okay, so my last question would be, where are you at your project? Is it coming out very soon, or are you looking for investors, or which stage are you?
So the status is, I've been working on this since last August. August of 2015. It's me plus there are a few contributors. There are about 15 or 20 people that have helped in some respects. But I've been writing most of the software myself.
It's going to be open source software.
It's not going to be. It is. It's already open source. You can run the prototype right now by going to our GitHub page. Okay. So as I say, it's primarily me, but there's also the contributors. So sometimes I say me, sometimes I say we. When I say we, I'm implying me plus the contributors. So in any case, I launched the prototype about something like 8 or 9 days ago. So there's a working prototype, but it's just not ready to be used yet. It'll take several more months, maybe as long as 6 months for me to actually finish it. But the basics are there now, so I just have to refine it, and hopefully with the help of the contributors, bring it up to something that can actually be launched. Now I'm looking for a technical co-founder. If there's an engineer out there that wants to join the project full-time, I am looking for someone that's a full-time engineer.
Full-time engineer. Technical co-founder.
Technical, exactly. And I'm technical myself, but there's just so much to program that an engineer would be extremely helpful. I'm looking for other people as well, but I'm not looking for anybody to join in a full-time capacity right now if you're not an engineer, only engineering. For the next 3 or 6 months or so. I'm also not raising money right now, but I probably will be raising money in a 3 to 6 month period of time. Basically, as soon as I have like what I call the MVP. Right now we have the prototype, which is functional, but it's not very usable. The MVP will actually be usable.
Minimum viable product.
Minimally viable product.
Okay.
That will be 3 to 6 months from now. Could be sooner, but probably not, just because it takes time, and it's more likely to take longer than to take less time. So maybe as long as 6 months.
Okay. So how do we find you or the project?
So we have a website at datt.co, DATT.co. The GitHub page is github.com/DATT/DATT. So github.com/DATT network. There's also a Twitter account, which is twitter.com/DATT network, twitter.com/DATT network. And there's also a blog at blog.datt.co. So all those places, depending on what you want to do. If you want to write software, check out our GitHub page. If you want to sign up for a mailing list, check out datt.co and sign up for the mailing list.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you very much, Ryan. And I understand this is the first time being in Tokyo.
Yeah, first time.
And enjoy your rest of the stay. And thank you, Tetsu, for joining. See you next time.